y'all, welcome back to my channel and into another budget video. This is my closing out of my sinking funds for November 2020. So we're just gonna go ahead and jump right in and get started. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. We'd love to have you. My name is Sue, and for those of you guys who keep coming back, thank you so very much. It really does mean the world to me. And if budget videos are your thing, girl, stick around. Okay, so we are closing out my cash envelopes, and there's a couple of things that I need to go ahead and do. First thing is depositing the boys' allowance money into their cards. So what I do is I save up their money all month long. In this case, it's been 2 months since I've done this, but I need to go ahead and get their money going. Since I gave Ethan his money that I had in here last weekend for him to do something, I am gonna leave his $10 in there because it's just not, I'm just not gonna put it in there. So we are going to go ahead and add up Jack and Liam's money, and we are going to get that onto their cards so that they have it to roll over into their savings accounts. We use the Greenlight card for their savings accounts. If you have never heard of Greenlight, I highly recommend starting one. There is an app that comes along with Greenlight, and you can literally see how much money they have saved, how much money they're allowed to spend on there. You can set a specific amount. When money gets deposited, you can just take 30, you can set it up to where it automatically puts 30% or 20% or whatever into savings. Because it's been so long since I've deposited this money, I will be just saving all of it, and then we're gonna start over for the month of December, and hopefully I can stay on top of it. Okay, I make my kids save 30% of their allowance, so for every $10 they get, they only get to spend 7 of it. And Ethan, even though he has his own job, whenever he deposits his money into, like, he'll give me his paycheck, and I will put it into my account and just move that money over into his Greenlight card, which he uses more often than the little kids do. So whenever I do that, it automatically takes out 30% of his paycheck and puts it into savings for him. So, and then Ethan uses his Greenlight debit card just like he would cash. He rarely ever has cash on hand. He always uses his Greenlight debit card for spending, putting gas in his car, whatever he wants to do. Also, that's it's a really good way of tracking where they're spending their money, because Greenlight will give you a log of what they're spending their money on. It's a way for parents to be rest assured that they're not doing anything crazy with their money. Also, it helps them to be a little bit more conscious, because like Ethan knows that I can see it. So he knows, you know, what he can and cannot buy. He's a pretty responsible kid. So if it's something that he knows he shouldn't be buying, then he's going to be more apt to not buy that, because I can see what he spends his money on. So there's that. So in, was this Jack's? I think this is Jack's. 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 91, 92. Maybe this is not Jack's. This is Liam's. Okay, so Liam has $92, so I'm just gonna write on here Liam 92, and Jack has 20, 40, 60, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76. So I will put this money together, and then I will be adding this money into, I'm gonna deposit it into my account, but then I'm gonna transfer it over for them into their green light card, so that they have it. And my kids do, my two little ones are pretty good about not spending money, their own money anyway. They will probably, the reason why I'm going ahead and doing this is because they will take some of this money and like buy their grandma like a Christmas present probably. So that is gonna go into my deposit, and then that will zero out their accounts, and we will start over the first Friday in December. This is personal. In my personal envelope, I think I have $200. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200. And I have been called to be prepared for anything that's coming up. So I've been starting a 3-month grocery rotating pantry. So I think that I may end up using this personal money for that, just to get it a little bit more stocked up before the holiday season. Things are kind of like, you can't just go in right now and just purchase all the things that you need. You have to kind of do it a little bit at a time. So I feel like you know, this will help even if I have to go to the grocery store several times. Like when you're stocking up on canned vegetables, for example, right now in my area, I can only buy 6 cans at one time. Well, we eat a lot of like canned green beans and canned corn and things like that as sides, additional sides to the meals that we prepare. So stuff like that, it would take quite a bit of green beans. I would need to stock up quite a bit on green beans and canned corn and stuff like that, just to have enough to last me for 3 or 4 months. And like I said, maybe I didn't say this in this video, but if you watch my other budget with me videos, you guys know that I'm gonna be doing like a 3 to 4 month stock up in groceries, and then we're going to only go grocery shopping once a month. So that's going to allow me to eat the food that's in my pantry, because I want it to be rotating. So the rest of these are just sinking funds. We don't save those. Okay, so there is that. Out of there, we'll get the boys' money deposited into the checking account this week, and get their money put onto their cards for them. Okay, so it's Christmas time, and Old Navy was having a really good deal. So there is currently nothing in clothing, because we went and got some Christmas presents from Old Navy, like hoodies and sweat joggers and things like that. Vacation has 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 in there. Total. Vacation 100. Graduation should have 80, 20, 40, 60, 80. Write that in. I always like to total out my sinking funds so I can see my progress, and it allows me to know how much money I have on hand, so that if I had to get into any of this for an emergency, which if you guys watched my sinking funds from last month, you guys know that we had a serious emergency with my oldest son's car, and we ended up almost completely taking all of the money out of all these cash envelopes just so I didn't have to put it on the credit card. So this has 40. Christmas I depleted because I did have like 150 in there, and I went and bought my husband's Christmas present with it because it was on sale. Car maintenance has 60, 20, 40, 50, 60. And we still haven't decided what we're doing about our car. If you guys follow along with me, you guys know that we are thinking about purchasing a new car. So we'll see, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 101. In home projects, currently we have 101 in there. However, that money gets spent nearly every single week because we are constantly working on our house in the evening times. Sports has nothing. We'll probably start to stock this up after the first of the year, but currently we don't have any winter sports besides wrestling, and that's already paid for. So medical has 20, 40, 60 in here. And this is really, like, we have pretty good insurance, so this might just be for like co-pays and whatnot. I would like to get it to a couple $100s, but other than that, like, we're pretty healthy folks. Plus, you guys know I work for a doctor, so even if I didn't have insurance, my doctor stuff would be covered because I work there. So that's the benefit for working for a small doctor's office. He provides medical care for me and my family. So this would just be like for co-pays if we had a hospital visit or medications to pick up or something like that. So we really don't need a ton of money in there, but I would like to have maybe $200 just in case. Back to school right now has 0. And again, this is something that we'll start to stock up at the beginning of the year. Gifts, let's see what gifts has. 20 or 10, 20, $23 in there. And my gifts envelope is kind of just for things that I want to bless people with. When it comes down to our birthdays, then closer to our birthdays, then we usually spend about $100 on birthdays. Then I will add more money into that as we need to. Car insurance, I think, has $228. 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 200. Oops. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Let's see, how many ones do I have in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. Probably next week, I'll probably take the ones out and put those like in miscellaneous so that I can not be hanging on to all these ones. So $228 in there. And this is for my next 6 months premium of car insurance. I'm trying to get rid of the monthly bills in our life that I can. Obviously, you're always gonna have a rent or house payment. In my case, it's a house payment. But right now we're paying for a car insurance monthly. So at the end of the 6-month time frame that I have for paying it monthly, I plan on paying for the next 6 months after that worth of premium. So that's one less bill that I have to pay. I went in and stopped my BoxyCharm subscriptions as well as my Ipsy subscriptions. I canceled all that. I have so much makeup. There's no reason for me to just keep getting makeup just because I think it'd be nice to try. And it's something that I don't even wear makeup most days. So I have completely stopped my subscriptions, which is going to save us about $100 a month out of like monthly bills, which will be $100 more we can put into the house. And the same way with the car insurance, once I get this to where I'm not paying for it monthly, I mean, that's an extra $100 or so a month that I won't be paying monthly out of my monthly bills. I would really like to see my monthly bills go to just my house payment, my electricity. We have a well, so we don't have a water bill, and our phone. And then that leaves us more money to put into the house every month. Pets Medical has 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 50. So that is 150 in there. And hopefully that fund will just keep accumulating, because we do have about $50 a month in, you know, like your car or your flea and tick and heartworm and stuff for our pets. It costs us about $50 a month to do that. The reason why there's extra in there right now is because we have one dog to be neutered, and then our kittens will end up having to be neutered, but they're not quite old enough to be neutered yet, or spayed. I don't even know what sex my cats are, so there's that. So we'll just keep accumulating money in here, and then I'd like to get about $500 in here, just in case something happens to one of the animals after we have taken care of all of their needs. That way, you know, it's constantly a rotation, because we're constantly spending like 50 bucks a month anyway. House cash is on this page. When I go to write this out, I'm gonna be a little bit more organized. So house cash has 30. I'd like to get this a couple $100 for sure, just to have in case anything happens. We have the cash in the house to do whatever we might need. Subscriptions has $30 in it, as well, I believe, 20, 30. And I will probably get rid of this envelope. I thought whenever I made the envelope that I would start putting money back in here so that I can pay like 3 months in advance of my BoxyCharm and my Ipsy, but because I just canceled those, I just had a real good thought, and we decided, my husband didn't, I decided to cancel those subscriptions. There's no reason for me to just continuously have stuff coming into the house when I have a plethora of makeup items now. I could probably go the rest of my lifetime and never have to buy any more makeup. That's how much I have. So I'll probably reallocate this somewhere else. I thought about doing like a home decor subscription, but I haven't found like a box that I really like. So the only other subscription that I have is my Amazon Prime. So I may discontinue this envelope. I haven't decided yet. The shop has $40 in it, but I'm getting ready to spend this $40 because I have to pay for my P.O Box. I think I need to do that this coming up week. So actually, I'm gonna zero out the shop and I'm gonna move this into my deposit for the bank. Although I'm not really gonna, I'm gonna fold it in half and put this on here. I'm just gonna stop by the post office and pay cash for it. So I will not even include that in my sinking funds because I know that needs to be done before the end of this month. So there is this bad boy. Now we are moving along into our savings. So house savings should have 220, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20. And this specific house savings is for our house emergency fund, for anything that might go wrong with that over the course of, you know, the rest of our lives, because I don't have any intention on moving. I do this every time I get to this envelope because I broke the stopper at the back here. There it goes, flicked across the room. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20. So that's 220 in there as well. And then we have our $5 challenge. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. All right, so we are going to add this up. We gotta fix that. It just flew across the room there. Okay. Let's see. We got 100 plus 80 plus 40 plus 60 plus 101 plus 60 plus 23 plus 228 plus 150 plus 220 plus 220 plus 45 plus 200 plus 60. Oops, my bad. 220 plus 200 plus 30 plus 30. So I totally have $1,542 currently in my cash envelopes. Those don't, in my sinking fund envelopes, those don't include, like, you know, our sinking funds that are our cash envelopes that we use every month. So let me go back and look at the end of October, and I had 1,000, you guys can't see that, $1,213. Now, a lot of that money included like Christmas and things like that, clothing fund that we have now spent for the holidays. So overall, I think that's pretty good. And as long as I have more money at the end of one month than I had at the end of the previous month, then we're in pretty good shape. And like I said, last month was kind of a, we had a couple emergency situations come up. So, and in reality, I have extra money into my house savings and my savings account. If I go back and look, I deposited, I have 260 plus 230. So if we add that in, 220 plus 260, that's $480 that I have total in my house savings. And in my regular savings, I had 230 plus 220. I have 450 in there. So, I mean, technically, I have 1542 plus 260 plus 230. So I actually have $2,032 in my cash, or in my sinking funds. I just don't add that back in. Once I deposit it into the bank savings accounts, I don't add that back in because it's not cash that I have on hand. So with that being said, I actually have about $500 more in there than what this says right here. Like I said, it's not cash that I have on hand, so I don't include it in the total down here. But just know that I do roll this house savings and the savings account over every once in a while into my checking account once I feel like it's high enough that I need to do that and not have it in my home. I do that, and maybe at the end of the year, maybe not this year because I only started this system in September, so maybe not this year, but next year for sure. At the end of the year, I'll recap and tell you guys how much money I actually have in the bank for my savings accounts and any other cash envelopes. Like I have money in a savings account for like graduation and for my savings accounts here. So maybe I'll do like a recap next year. I won't do it this year because I just started this and we bought a house this year. So my savings accounts aren't what they normally are because of the remodeling of our house and buying a home, and there's so much that goes into that, so much money that goes into starting to purchase a home. So anyway, 1,542, I'll take that. That's $300 more than I had last month. And I actually have about $500 more than that in my savings accounts from putting it into savings. Okay, so that is going to do it for this video. If you guys are new here, please hit that subscribe button before you go. I'd appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know how your budgeting is going. I hope to see you guys next week for another video. Until then, stay safe and stay happy, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!